I still can't believe Tope, like, we were chilling on the couch. Nicole, like, goes to unlock the door. Tope runs across my face. Just straight across my face. Could have went literally of the 360, could have went 359 degrees in any fucking direction, and the 1 degree crosses my face.
Welcome back to Bite Into Apple, your podcast for Apple news, rumors, reactions, and real-world takes on technology. I'm Slav, and with me right now is
your boy, medium-sized schlong.
There we go. So we have a show. Apple turned 50. They officially are 50 years old.
Old.
They're old. They have discontinued Apple. That is, has discontinued a few products over the past couple of weeks. So we're going to talk about some of those. Let's see. WWDC, Worldwide Developers Conference in June, has been announced. So we'll discuss that. I also have a question for Colton, and I'm going to ask him this now. And once we get to it, he can answer it then. What do you think is the most Appley Apple product?
Cosmic Crisp.
So we'll get to that. And then there's some other tech news as well as what's on your desk. So how's it be, yo? How is it be?
This is the last episode I'm as a whole person.
you're like yeah, I'm going to get my gallbladder taken out.
I'm just gonna get an organ removed and be cool with it. I know they're gonna send it away, but I hope that they give it to me in a jar so I can just leave it like right here on my desk. I do. I'm seriously gonna ask them that. Be like, can I have it back when you're done with it, please?
Can I get that?
Yeah, I don't.
It is mine.
I don't consent to you taking it. You can take it for testing, but please return it.
Yeah, you can remove it. You can biopsy it, but it's mine.
Yeah. Just give it back.
We just give it to you in a Ziploc baggie. Here you go.
I feel like, all right. Thumbtack right on the wall, right up there. Every time I come in, like, you know how football players smack the ceiling when they're walking out on the field? Every time before we record, I smack my gallbladder. Or before I eat something I know that's going to absolutely tear me apart, just slap it real quick. Be like, all right, man.
It's ridiculous. Oh, jeez.
I think it's not a bad idea.
Enough of the gallbladder talk. Let's get to the things that matter. First up is Apple has officially turned 50 years old. So on April 1st, Apple turned 50. It was 50 years ago. Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne incorporated Apple Computer. From a garage in Los Altos to the world's most valuable brand, the company these three men founded has gone on to change the very fabric of our society. And this comes from 9to5mac.com. They say, we wanted to celebrate this milestone with a series of stories about what makes Apple Apple. We want to talk about the ethos, the idea that is Apple, and the cultural impact it has had beyond the products themselves. And then they give you a bunch of links to, you can explore the stories below over the next few weeks. We'll be sharing more. So bookmark this page and come back to keep the celebration going. So I think this is really interesting. I think it's a really cool thing that Apple has reached 50 years. It is the most profitable company, I think, right now, or one of the biggest companies in the world, something like that. It's huge. But the question, and we've talked about this before, but my question to you is, when you think back on those 50 years of Apple, now I know you've only been alive for 30 of it, but when you think back on it, especially over your lifetime, what was the moment in Apple that impacted you the most, where you sat there and said, okay, I now am aware of Apple and what it is? Like, what was that moment for you?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
When they had the really cool see-through, I don't know if they were all-in-ones. I don't remember the desktops that were see-through. I very vividly remember seeing the blue and the pink.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn, those look cool. But that was also, the early 2000s, back when that stuff was cool.
Yeah, the G3 line. It's called the G3 line. And let me see if I can find one to kind of pull up.
Those things were so cool. That and the Well, I mean, that was back when I was little, but when I actually started to understand tech, it was probably the iPad. Or not iPad, iPod.
Yeah. So this comes from CNET, and let's see, where are they at? These are all the newer things. Here we go, right here.
Oh, yeah, that big tank of a thing. Oh,
So
man,
it
that takes
wasn't
me
all in
back.
one. It wasn't all in one, and that was kind of the crazy thing about it. It's funny. This one here, this green color here, my best friend as a kid, Brian, had that exact one,
Oh,
and I just like I remember sitting in their computer room, and yeah,
mhm.
they actually had a specific computer room at one
Ugh,
time in their
you're
house.
you're really dating yourself, man.
And but I remember sitting there and like looking at him on this thing, and it was one of those things that was so like wild and different and crazy because I grew up with a PC and
Yeah.
Windows, and that's what I had from like 1992 and then for nearly 40 years that's what I used.
Mhm.
And but in not like 92 to 98, like I never saw a Mac. I never played with a Mac besides at school. We did play them at school, but the
Mm.
thing is when we utilized them at school, they were still running very archaic machines. So it
Yeah.
was basically you just threw in a floppy disk of the Oregon Trail and you booted that up, and that's all you did. Or you did some typing classes to learn, like, hey, this is how you type real quick. That's all we
Yeah.
did in elementary school. So
Oh,
a
man.
Mac and its interface and the
Ooh.
OS, like I experienced it for the first time with this at my buddy's house. So and the mouse, how it was a round, like round mouse
Yeah.
too.
Oh, man, you can't help but laugh at those times. I mean, not that, like, it's a bad thing, but oh, the green one too. Oh, man. Oh, oh, man. Those things were so pretty back in the day.
They had a
Now they're
handle on the back, like, so you could carry it around. Like,
oh,
who's gonna
yeah,
lug that thing around, man?
I'm gonna carry around a 50-pound suitcase. Yeah, hell yeah. That
Um,
and then another one, iPod
and they
Nanos.
really
Oh,
say collect all 5 in their in their announcement, like, "Hey, just get all of them. Get
yeah,
all
get
of
off.
them."
They're only a small $1,500. $1,500, you got that. Oh,
Yeah,
man, and the
and then this
speakers on
this
the
looks like an
side.
updated one because the disk drive on the front is you just
Yeah,
mechanical, just slide it in, so that must have been an updated one because the original ones had the disk tray that came out on the
yeah,
front.
like those ones that are in that
Yeah.
picture. Man, so many good times.
So many times indeed.
It's crazy how that almost mirrors a TV of that time too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Look at
man.
people like freaking out, like, look at this thing. Whoa, look at
Yes.
that camcord that guy's holding there.
This I mean, that doesn't even really exist anymore.
Oh man, that's just uh,
Simpler times.
so
Those were
very,
simpler
very,
times.
very much. There's the IO on the side right here. Oh boy.
Oh, man, I didn't know that we were gonna go down memory lane with this.
But it's funny that you said that because that's the same exact thing for me. Like that where I actually sat there and said, "Oh, Apple's a thing."
Yeah,
Sure, we had, like I said, we had those computers in elementary school that we used, and they were Apple computers, but I didn't know what it was. Like it was a computer. But
yeah,
that's all. It was a computer, and to me, it was an old, outdated computer because the one I had at home was much more advanced than that because I
yeah.
had Windows on it, and I could play ski on it. I could play
Well,
solitaire.
I mean, back in the day, Windows was, like, miles beyond Apple, being honest.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was different times,
Yeah.
different times.
Now it's like a preference. If you like hacking, you can use Windows. If you like, the UI, go for Apple, 100%. But
But
speaking of Oregon Trail, we should do a playthrough of that.
play through the Oregon Trail.
We both get
No,
5 tries. Do we survive or not?
uh, the Washington, or no, the Wall Street Journal. I'm sorry, it was the Wall Street Journal. Did an interview with Tim Cook, on the celebration of the 50 years, and there's some really cool things that we see there. Oh, this is just the reader. That's why I can't look at it. Hide reader. Uh, in this video, which I'm going to play, but turn. Why can't I turn that off? There we go. So there's some prototypes of different products that they created. It's like here's that's not the prototype.
Oof.
There's old iPods. Where they at? Like there's like the original iPod right there,
Yeah, back
which
when
I
it was
think
like an
is
Altoids can.
yeah. Look at that thing, dude. That thing is
Yeah.
bulky and it held 1,000 songs. That was its big selling point, was 1,000 songs, which is nuts. But yeah, that thing is crazy. And for me, like the iPod that I remember, like I always, when I envision the original iPod, I still think of the wheel in the center. Like I don't think of the buttons on it at all. I just think of the wheel, turning the wheel and pressing on the wheel. So like when I see this, like it doesn't scream Apple to me at all. It's just kind of like, oh, that looks like an iPod wannabe.
Yeah.
Like
that looks like a Temu knockoff.
Like
No,
these ones here.
those ones
these
are the ones I
that
remember.
Yeah, these are kind of what I remember, where it's just, even a touchpad, where you just kind of scroll and then you can click on the pad itself. Let's see. Where is it at? Because they had some really cool things. There we go. iPod prototype right there. That is the prototype. And so basically what Tim Cook says in this interview, and because we're going to see some other ones, the iPhone, Apple Watch, and things like that, the prototypes, the way they do it is they create the device, but they don't put the internals in it, and then they make the internals separately, and they basically do that to make sure the concept and idea is possible. And that's here. This is what the iPod prototype is. So they're like, here's the iPod, here's the insides, the hardware,
the guts.
Will it work? And then once they know, okay, this works, can we get it smaller? Can we get it to fit? And how do we get it to fit? So that's, to me, that's crazy how they do that kind of stuff. Let's see, where else are we? Here's the iPhone prototype, which didn't really get a good shot of it. Come on.
And he's like,
there you go. That's kind of
oh my God.
So again, you go from this thing that looks like
that's a motherboard,
modern day laptop. I mean, this is even bulkier than like a 2000s laptop. And then over there on the right side of it is what would be the phone. But yeah, this was like, can we make this work? And then we take all of that and then put it into the very first iPhone.
We take all that and make it a 16th of the size.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's nuts.
That is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's a crazy thing. Where else are we? What else do we got? And then here's the Apple Watch. So this was the Apple Watch prototype. So you can see kind of like, okay, this is the size that they want the watch to be roughly. And then here is everything with the antenna on it and things like that. Hey, let's see, can it work? And eventually you get to this, which they then took this and it ran specifically off of an iPhone. Like you literally the only way it would work is if they plugged it into the iPhone. And then they did that, and then they finally got to what we know as the Apple Watch today, or 2016 or 15 or whenever the first one came out. So yeah, I mean that's actually crazy. This thing here, like this is like they don't even say what this is, but this must be some sort of prototype as well. Early design.
Block of Parmesan, understandable.
Block of Parmesan. Yeah,
I mean that's kind of crazy to think. We made the shell. Here's what we needed to do. Well, we made the shell. Here's what we needed to do. Make it work.
Just make it happen. One of the craziest things too, going back to the iPhone, is when they made the iPhone, the reason that I think, this is what I think, the reason why they were capable of doing that is because prior to that, they were working on a tablet, an iPad, which at the time they didn't have that as the name. But before the phone even, they were already working on the iPad, and they shifted their focus. They kind of put a halt on that somewhat and focused on the phone when the phone started, the smartphone and the phone sales of cellular devices started to take off. And they're like, we want some of that. And that was just a smart move by Steve Jobs. Like, think if the iPad would have come out before the phone would Apple be where it is today? Yeah,
Probably
I don't
not.
think so. I don't think so. But it's interesting. I mean, it's all crazy and interesting for sure. So yeah, that's that. So happy 50th to Apple, and
Old,
I hope you guys enjoy the next 50 plus years.
old, old, old.
Now, Apple has obviously announced a bunch of and released a bunch of products over the last couple of weeks, such as the MacBook Neo and new AirPod Maxes, as well as some other things they released. But with releases comes discontinuations of things. This coming from MacRumors.com. While it felt inevitable, it was still big news last week when Apple announced that the Mac Pro was discontinued after a nearly 20-year run. So this here is the Mac Pro, and yeah, it's now discontinued.
Rest in
I
spaghetti.
honestly, for sure. Let me see. I want to see if I can find this here. I should have thought of this before I got in here.
I genuinely thought that thing was discontinued years ago. I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah, I did think it was still around.
That's nuts. Yeah, it's been around for quite some time. Let's see if this has.
I believe in you. You have the heart of the cards. You have all the non-discontinued Apple products in on your side, in your corner.
I want to see if this will work.
That whole segment,
So-
you should play the Undertaker's theme right when you say discontinued.
Again, I mean, I kind of wanted to find some different looks for the Mac Pro. Like this one here, you have the trash can Mac Pro before we got to the cheese grater that this is called, like the current one is called. Even before that, we had things like this.
I remember seeing those bad boys, and then you never saw them again.
You'd be lucky to see one in the wild. But yeah, I mean, this was back in the early 2000s where they were trying to copy the G3 look with the somewhat, I guess, transparent look with different colors. So yeah, that's that there. But yeah, there's been so many different ones. But the thing that I believe really killed the Mac Pro was absolutely the introduction of the Mac Studio. And the Mac Studio, which the 512 gigabyte of RAM version is discontinued, but the Mac Studio, this is the Mac Studio. This is the bottom of it. I don't know why they're showing the bottom of it, but the Mac Studio is this right here. Now that's a Mac Mini, but it looks like a Mac Mini, just bigger. That is,
some may say a Big Mac.
Oh, here we go. What the balls? What the balls?
Nice. Return of the Mac.
It's weird that that's the second time I've heard that in 2 days.
You know what? I'm glad I was the second time.
Here, let's do this. Mac Studio. There we go. There we go. Let's do some images.
It really is just a Mac Mini, not so many though.
Yeah. So here's the Mac Studio. This is what it looks like. It's much bigger. Well, honestly, the Mac Mini. So there's the newer Mac Mini, the one that's been out for a couple years now. That design is designed off of the Mac Studio, because prior to that, the Mac Mini was thin. It was like a thin computer and larger. But then the new one is fatter but smaller. If that makes any sense.
It went from being long, tan, and handsome to a chode.
Yeah, it was a nice big old chode. Yeah, I think that I like this here. The Mac Studio is what killed the Mac Pro. Now, the beauty of the Mac Pro was always being able to change out different components within the machine, whether it was RAM or graphics cards or things like that. The problem is Apple has moved over so heavily into the ARM technology that their silicon chips are just so impressive and so powerful. But the problem is they are not able to be changed. Like when you like your ARM chip, and I think I've explained this to you, but for those of you who don't know, the ARM chip has everything on it. It has your CPU, your GPU, your RAM, everything is built into one little chip. Where and when that happens is you can't really change out different
Yeah.
components. So that is kind of what happened is first off, the Mac Pros were $7,000 machines. And if you wanted to make a like one that's going to last you for a while, you're probably going to spend upwards of like 13, 14, 15,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on. Like you can get a Mac Studio, which let's see how much they are on Apple. Let's see.
Wait. Before we look, I'm covering the screen.
So my
Scouts honor. How much?
13, 14, 14? No, 14.
You're,
14.99.
I'm gonna say 1750.
Okay. 1999.
Yeah!
Oh boy. But that's like a Max chip. So you get like the M4 Max in that right now, which the M5 Max isn't out yet. But like let's see, like if we were to buy one, and let's spec it out as much as possible. So we'll get the best chip, which is the M3 Ultra chip for $4,000 right there. Get 32 core CPU, 80 core GPU, and then 256 gigabytes of memory of RAM. And then we'll get 16 terabytes of storage.
Yes, because we
no final cutter logic. We don't need that.
No,
we don't have
we're
a trade-in.
We're just clearly using this for storage. Holy shit! It's
$12,000.
Holy hell! Oh my god! But I mean, honestly, though, if you're building a PC, you're really not running into too much of a price difference.
No.
Well, if you're looking at the same specs.
Same. Well, yeah. I mean, first off, 16 terabytes of storage. Honestly, here, let's do this. Let's have some fun here. Let's go and see how much 16 terabytes of storage is going to cost you. So 16 terabytes is $400 on. Oh, that's a hard drive. That's not even a solid state. Let's see. Of SSD storage. Let's do that. 16 terabytes SSD storage is currently available for enterprise, professional, high-end, external, typically costing about $1,500 in itself.
Lord.
So you're looking at $1,500 just for 16 terabytes of storage if you were to do that. So let's say you build a PC. All right. So first off, you're buying the motherboard, which you're going to need a higher end motherboard. So you're probably looking around like $300 right there, $400 for a good motherboard. The GPU, what are GPU prices right now? I don't even know. Like,
I haven't built a PC in a real long time.
Yeah, I haven't needed to look. I mean, you're looking at for our Radeon RX 9070 about $800, $700 to $800, and RTX 5070 Ti is $800 to $900. So right there, you're already looking at with the storage, the GPU, and your motherboard. I mean, you're already around $4,000.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's what I mean. That like that price is it's $12,000, but building a PC, you're not really getting it too much cheaper.
Yeah,
it's comparable.
256 gigabytes of RAM. Let's look at that.
Oh, that's the killer.
Cost of 256 gigabytes of RAM.
I don't even want to know personally. Yeah,
would cost you about 1,200 and 10,000 plus. Oh, depending if it's DDR4, DDR5. Yeah, so you would get if you get 464 gigabytes, you're looking at between $4,000 and $5,000 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I mean, it's still costing a bit more to get the Mac Studio, but I'm going to tell you right now, the way that the operating system, the chip, and everything works together, you will have a much smoother experience with this than building a PC. But the difference is Mac isn't really used for gaming. Like you can't they have some games, but not many. For me, I would say, look, if the studio is a great, I think it's a necessity if you're somebody who's like, I need to be creative and things like that. But if you're a gamer, you get a PC, build a PC.
Get PC.
Yeah,
Get a
so.
Steam Deck. Save yourself time.
They also discontinued the 512 gigabyte storage of the MacBook Pro 14-inch, which no big deal. I mean, they just basically took away that price point, which was $15.99. It's now $16.99, which is exactly how much it was to get the
Yeah.
1 terabyte version. So that's the only difference there. The Pro Display XDR was discontinued when they came out with the Studio Display XDR, and the iPad. The older iPad Airs, that kind of stuff, the old MacBook Airs, like the older chips, they're quote unquote discontinued. However, you'll still find stock. Like there's still stock out in the wild, so you still might be able to buy them at your Walmarts, your Best Buys, your Targets, things like that, because they're trying to get rid of the stock they have. But yeah, I mean they're discontinued. They're not making them anymore. And I think the biggest one that was kind of a late comer to this all are the AirPods Max, and we know what was it last year, a year and a half ago or so, the lightning cable version of AirPods Max were discontinued. They came out with USB-C. Now those USB-C ones are discontinued because the AirPod Max 2 generation 2 is now out. So yeah, I mean it's
am I discontinued?
What are yours? I mean, I know you're not the newest ones. Are they lightning or USB-C?
Actually USB-C.
Okay. At least you're there. At least you're there.
Yeah. You know what? Another good song to play there. You got the Undertaker theme, and then we're gonna play Crossroads. We don't even care about trademark.
Copyright, yeah. So yeah, again, here's the list of all the newer products that came out, which essentially killed off a bunch of other products like this here. So there you go. There's your list of discontinued products for Apple.
So sad. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
All right, so WWDC.
Every time you say that, I think of WWE. I'm like, oh my god, Drew McIntyre with a Claymore kick.
Speaking of which, this is kind of off topic, but you brought up WWE. WrestleMania is in a few weeks. You should come watch it.
It's I keep trying to get Nicole to buy me tickets because it's on or around my birthday every year.
Well, yeah, they were just SmackDown was here last Friday here in Pittsburgh, but yeah, no, we for the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years now at my house, because WrestleMania is 2 days. We have like a Super Bowl type of party both days for WrestleMania, and I invite a bunch of people over to watch and hang out and have fun, and I'll cook wings one day, maybe pizza, maybe something else, and that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
What day is it the 11th? I can't imagine it's this weekend.
No. It's a couple weekends away. WrestleMania.
Well, starting really Saturday when I leave work, I'm guaranteed off until the 21st. So
okay, it's the 18th and 19th.
Oh, I don't think I'm doing anything.
Well, put it on your calendar, kid.
Actually, hold on. I may have to. I'm old. If it's not in the calendar, I forget.
Oh, trust me, I know. I got a calendar too that I use.
I'm in June. No, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
I got a concert the weekend before, but I'm good after that.
Cool. I'll remind you.
No, trust me, you're probably gonna have to. I still would love to know. We're going to be unrelated. I will clue people in on my personal life here. I had a dentist appointment yesterday, which is April Fool's. Thought it was April 27th, and I still have no idea what I'm doing April 27th. The date is stuck in my mind. I've asked Nicole. We're not doing anything. I've asked both my mom and my dad. We're not doing anything.
Maybe you're what is it, clairvoyant or something? And
something's going down the 27th. But I thought it was a dentist appointment. Apparently.
When's the Artemis supposed to come back?
I don't know.
When is Artemis 2?
Yeah, did that launch yesterday?
We're going to talk about that. Don't you worry. That's in our notes.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
That's supposed to come back on April 10th. Okay, so.
Oh, Well, still 2 weeks. Something's happening April 27th. I have no idea what it is. It's a Monday. Something's going down, but I have no clue.
All right. Anyway, so WWDC, which is the Worldwide Developers Conference, it is returning the week of June 8th.
Hey, I have a dentist appointment that day. Unironically, I do. I get one of my fillings done that day.
So, again, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago or a month or so ago. You had no idea what WWDC was for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I thought it was when Cody Rhodes fought against CM Punk.
Rhodey Codes in my home.
He got a cool wife and 2 kids. I know that didn't line up, but I couldn't think of the
one
beat
kid
for the song. I think he had 2.
Did she have another one? I thought he only has one. Anyways, okay.
I don't know.
Anyway,
insert the shit. What's his dad? I can't even remember his dad's name.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, insert Hard Times. Just that whole promo right here. Just a hard cut right into the promo.
Anyway, so what WWDC is it brings developers from around the world together, and they sit down and they basically check out what Apple is going to be doing over the next 12 months. They are notorious for announcing and showcasing their newest operating system updates. So they will, in June, they'll say, here's iOS 27, here's Mac OS 27, here's that, they'll announce all the new OSs that will be launching that fall. And they show off all the cool little intricacies and things that it can do and stuff like that. Very rarely do they announce any hardware at this show or at this conference. They have in the past, but it's not very often that they do that. So I always like watching it because they do some really cool video type of things. Like the beginning, there's Craig Federighi, who is one of the higher ups at Apple. He always does something really, really fun when it comes to his introduction to the conference for him talking. Like one year he was like playing I think it was like a 3-neck guitar. One year he jumped out of an airplane. One year, they just do weird things just because it's just fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what they have in store for the updates and the new OS systems. It's one of those things that you can watch I think it's usually Monday of that week. You can actually watch live their announcements of all the new operating systems, and then the rest of the week is all closed door things with developers and conferences where everybody can sit down and test out different things and hands-on with the new systems and ask questions and things like that. So it's a lot of fun. It's cool to watch and to see all of the articles that come out from the developers and the people in the press that are there. They release different things throughout the week, like, hey, this is something that I just checked out, or this and this and that and that. So it's really cool. It is. So I encourage you, if you have the opportunity or able to watch the keynote from WWDC this year, give it a watch, because I think you'll really enjoy it to see how everything comes about and things like that. It's pretty cool.
I strive to have a job that pays me so much and makes it a point for me that I can be like, I want to learn how to play a 3-neck guitar for this. Never going to use that skill again in my life, but I'm going to use it for this.
Pretty sure it was not real, but yeah, I mean, it's
still. Come on, you got to commit to the bit.
All right, so we're going to move on to the question that I asked you earlier in the show. What do you think is the most Appley Apple product in its 50 years? What do you think is the most Appley Apple product?
I'm gonna date myself here, and I feel like it was the jump from the little scrolly thing to a touchscreen, the iPod Touch. It was a nice launching pad.
Yeah, didn't the iPod Touch come after the iPhone?
Maybe. I don't know, but it felt like that's when they decided to start taking phones and touch things more seriously.
It's not a bad one. I mean, did you say you're bi-curious?
No, I said now I'm. Well, no, I didn't. Don't be putting that. Don't be getting me canceled here. I haven't said some cancelable things there. Oh my god! Even on a keyboard, I can't type. Oh god, what am I typing in? Okay.
Need to have one of these. Nice magic keyboard right there for.
I can't type. I can't type on a phone. I can't type on a keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to say they were simultaneously released. The iPhone first gen came out June 19th, 2007. The iPod Touch first gen came out September 2007.
I mean, I guess they kind of worked on it at the same time then,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Ha!
But I mean, honestly, like I think I get what you're saying. Like, hey, this is this was Apple where they were like, hey, we're gonna commit to this.
Yeah.
But to me, it doesn't seem like that was. Yeah, I know Steve Jobs was around then. I know he pushed for this stuff, but it always seemed like when you go back and you see videos of Steve Jobs or you read up on him and his vision for Apple, it was always like he wanted computing to be at the forefront of everybody's life. And to me, when I sit here and think, okay, the most Apple-y thing, and I should probably get rid of this, the most Apple-y thing that they've ever done, I think, is the iPad. The iPad, and the reason for that is because you can literally do almost anything a computer does and anything a phone does, plus more with this. This thing, you can literally, it could be the only device you have from Apple, and you'd be able to get the full Apple experience with it now. An iPhone, great product, revolutionary, love it. Simplicity of it, everything is great. The MacBooks or the Mac lineup, great computers, solid computers, simple to use, reliable, great. Apple Watch, you kind of need a phone for that, but it's still a cool, cool device. Everything else, the Vision Pro, I mean, there's no need for that right now. Like, I see where they're going with it, but it's just no, just no right now. Apple TV is great, but that's more of just a home device. The home pods are just kind of there. When you really sit down and think about it, the iPad is the one that gives you the most in-depth experience all around of what Apple is and wants to be. And to me, that is the most Apple-y product. It also, where like the iPod came out, the iPod was revolutionary. Putting 1,000 songs in your pocket, huge. I think the iPod, full stop, the original iPod, is the only product that can compete with the iPad as being the most Apple-y Apple product. But even then, that wasn't really what Steve Jobs and Apple was going for. That, overall, they wanted that computerization in your hands. But the iPod was able to lead you to the iPhone. And again, the iPhone was great, and while it was revolutionary for smartphones, we were going to get there with or without Apple, and it was kind of like they wanted to jump in on it because they saw it was rising. Whereas the iPad, they were working on an iPad prior to the iPhone. They were pushing it through. They were trying to get, and it wasn't named iPad then. They were trying to get these computerized tablets. And we had them before. We had tablet-like devices in the past, but they all sucked. And he was trying to, again, revolutionize the tablet market, which they eventually did when they released. And you take a look at tablets before an iPad and after, I mean, there's no debate. So to me, I think it's the iPad, and again, I think it's the only right answer. But you could probably have an argument for the iPod, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an argument for the iPod. Have you ever tried carrying around, I don't know, 100 CDs in your pocket?
Once.
Case in point.
All right, so that was fun. That kind of took the place of our 5 bites that we didn't have this week. All right.
We did not take any bites. No apple a day. We had doctors here.
So we alluded to it a little bit ago. The space shuttle or spaceship or whatever it's called now, Artemis 2, launched just yesterday and is currently in space making its way to the moon to circle the moon and come back home.
It's going real fast and real left.
But I mean, that's the thing. They're first off, before we get into this whole thing, which I think is hilarious, the fact that we haven't made a manned trip to the moon since the 70s.
That is kind of crazy to think about. Like the hard part was done. We did it with computers that were the size of like rooms. Now it's like our phones could probably power us up there, and we just
our phones are more powerful than the computers were back then. That's the crazy thing.
And it's like, nah, it's fine. We don't. Who needs to get back up there? It's okay.
Well, for as strong and powerful as our computers are, apparently the astronauts had some issues with Microsoft Outlook.
That was the problem right there. I mean, who uses Outlook? Use Gmail like an adult.
The mission commander's email inbox failed during the journey to the moon. Somebody asked, have they tried turning the computer off and back on again? About 7 hours.
My question is, what the fuck are you checking your emails for when you're going to the moon? I don't care what Bath and Body Works coupons, Dick's Sporting Goods coupons
they had an issue with the toilet also. Like,
just put the window down. You're in space. Everybody suit up. I know we're going 10 million miles per hour, but I got to shit real bad.
Just whip it out and put it out the window.
It's fine. We've all done it going down the highway. It's fine.
Anyway, so about 7 hours.
One that's ever done that.
Commander Reed Wiseman experienced something many Earthbound Microsoft users know all too well. His Outlook email stopped working. Speaking with Mission Control in Houston, Wiseman can be heard saying that he had 2 Microsoft Outlooks on his PCD, and neither one of those are working. And PCD is personal computer device. They're specialized laptops or tablets used for the Artemis astronauts to manage certain tasks, including accessing email clients during the 10-day mission to the moon. They are crucial for the 4-person mission or crew to interact with mission data and communicate during the historic lunar flyby, which will also take them further into space than any human has gone before. He said, if you want to remote in and check those 2 outlooks, that would be awesome. Houston then confirms they're going to log into the device and let the commander know when we are done. The audio clip stops there, sadly, so we have no way of knowing if Wiseman was asked a mortal query of if he tried turning his PCD off and on again before contacting extraterrestrial IT support.
I guarantee that's probably why they cut it. You just got to turn it off and turn it back on, man. That's all you got to do. The amount of people. So obviously my sister's younger than me, but I'm one of the youngest in the family. So I'm instantly the IT support. The amount of times unplugging it and plugging it back in solves 90% of your tech problems. It's insane.
Look, I was tech support for a cable company years ago. And when somebody would call in and say, hey, this isn't working, do you know what I would have to say first and foremost? Did you unplug it and plug it back in? So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it with that kind of stuff. But maybe they are being a little worried about when they unplug it, maybe the spaceship just stops.
I mean, maybe it's just like, oh no, the arrow keys, they're not working.
Did you change your mic input? Because it sounds
right. I don't think I did. Hold on. No. Hello. I love that my face is blurred. Can you hear me still? Hold on. Let me
unplug it and plug it back.
No, that's the webcam. That's webcam.
Here we go. There we go.
Hey, it's working again.
I love that when I was swallowing it, my face blurred, so it looked like a porno.
A really old style bad one from the 90s when you're trying to watch Cinemax.
And insert any Japanese porn here. I would love to hear that, Houston, we have a problem. Go on. Papa John's is having a buy one, get one large free 1 topping pizza, and I'm not going to be there to claim it in time.
Oh, yeah. All right. So what's on your desk, Colton?
So I have been on a kick of finding some vintage. I can say vintage because I'm pretty sure the 360 is now considered vintage games I've been looking for. I got Battle of Z back when Battle of the Gods first came out. And these bad boys I found. No. Okay. We'll go over here. No, still don't want to install 2.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. Both terrible games, but I've always wanted to play them. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of tech related, but
gaming's tech, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, I tracked those down. That was fun.
It's allowed. So I did the thing where I bought David Pogue's book, Apple: The First 50 Years.
David Pogue.
Pogue. I've been reading it. It's actually a really, really easy read, and it's a lot of fun because they put different little snippets throughout that are like, hey, this little snippet of like their business cards, and this is what they looked like back then when they first started, and they made some jokes about it and different things like that. So there's a lot of cool things in this that are interesting, but I mean, it is 600 some odd pages. So yeah, it's going to be a while till I finish it.
I get it. Did you order? What is it on Amazon? I'm assuming.
Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon. Yeah.
Shameless plug. Jeff Bezos. You're welcome.
There's another book that's going to be on Amazon on April 13th by me called, if you're a fan of pulp culture and movies and DC movies, called The Snyder Effect. Nice little book there.
And it's printed. And it's printed.
Yeah, it's printed. It is. So April 13th, you can pick that up.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything fucking cool going on. So mail out letters. There you go.
Yeah. Mail those letters out. Mail them out. You know, the one thing that I've actually, I still jobless, unfortunately, but the one thing that I've actually has been helping me pass time is a little game on my phone and iPad called Magic the Gathering.
Don't you go down that slippery fucking slope.
Magic the Gathering.
I have binders and binders behind me.
Oh, well, first off, Magic the Gathering, I mean, I played the hell out of it whenever I was younger. I mean, that's what I did when I was a teenager. My buddies and I, we played Vampire the Masquerade or Magic the Gathering. Like, that's what we did. When we got together and we had to be in the house, we played one of those 2 games. If we weren't in the house, then we were out skateboarding. So
getting bitches.
We're playing paintball. But that to me, I it was kind of like, okay, when I started becoming an adult and I kind of got out of Magic the Gathering, I was like, I'm not spending my money on cards anymore. I got a family, I got this. So I pulled up this, I just was like, hey, what is this game? Let me see what it's like. And man, is it addicting. It is so addicting, but it's so much fun because games go so fast and it's also re-teaching me the game. Because I still understood how to play the game. I remember how to play the game, but there's so many new rules over the last like 15 plus years since I've played.
Have you dipped your toes into Commander yet? Oh my God, you're so old. You don't remember Commander. It didn't exist.
No.
It's a 100 card deck. And no cards outside the lands are allowed to repeat. So you can only have one of each card in the deck. And
Interesting.
And let's say your commander is like a mono blue, you can only play mono blue in that deck. So if your commander is like a five color, you can have all the colors. Or if it's like a artifact, you can only have artifacts in the deck.
It's a simplified version of the game, essentially. I mean, it's still the game. Like, it's still the game, but like you can't. Like, you play 60 card decks, but then they do have like different side quests and missions where you can like do drafts and different things like that. So I wonder if that's on there. I don't know.
Yeah, Commander's cool, especially when you run Progentius. I think that's how you pronounce it. The Eater of Worlds. Two of each color mana. Protection from everything. If it were to be put in the graveyard from anywhere, reveal it and shuffle it back into its owner's library instead. You can't get rid of the card. Like, I mean, I'm sure you can. You probably exile it, but
yeah, I'm looking for friends to play. So if any of you guys play, I would love to play because I'm sick of playing people I don't know and the computer. It kind of gets old after a while. Like, I want to play people I know. And
come on, plebe.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Anyways, for any of you out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We have decided, possibly, that we may shift this to just kind of like a once a month type of show, which probably isn't a smart idea, but we like talking tech. So we'll probably just do it once a month. And if it catches on, if people start saying, hey, give us more, then maybe we'll give more. Who knows? But
I've given her all I got, Captain, but there's no more left. I'm talking about Wiener.
Whoa. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, follow us on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review if you so please. And with all that said, I guess I'll check you all out later.
I love you. Debating on whether or not it'd be cheaper to buy the 3D printed life-size B1 battle droid. It's like, I think they want $800 for it. I'm like,
jeez.
But is it $800 a filament though? Yeah, you know.
Depending on the infill and
yeah.
Probably it definitely isn't $800 worth of filament, but the time and the energy, because you have to do it in pieces because it's life size, and then you have to put it together. So,
but it'd be cool to just have a B1 just standing behind me, very omnious, different directions.
Yeah.
Or log on and it's just him sitting here for half the episode. Just have him sitting there and me standing off camera listening to everything and responding. That would be cool. Do a B or a super battle droid for you and a B1 for me. Or a droidica. That would be cool.
A droidica.
That we
rolling around the room.
Yeah, just in the background doing donuts. We relaunch Shooting the Sith with that. It's just two battle droids sitting here talking.
Oh man.
Except neither one of us can do really good battle droid voices, so it's just us talking and them sitting there.